on to add, that their practices and their behavior were unethical and illegal, that we would not tolerate that conduct. It was a betrayal of the public trust, that it was unacceptable. These were underhanded practices, that these were bogus fees, that they unfairly reduced credit scores of individuals unknowingly, and that the people of Seattle expect far better from the city's business partners. And we should also note that on that date, that the city of Seattle canceled a $100 million bond that we were set to issue using Wells Fargo. So we had already started this process back in October of 2016, well after California and the state of Maryland. And we also added that the city must trust the practices and integrity of the institutions that handle our public funds. Our job here on City Council is to protect the public trust and to protect the public's treasury. But also, it's to emphasize our commitment to social responsible banking. And we know that from our social responsible banking legislation or law, that when it comes to profits, that we put our morals and our values ahead of our profits, and that is actually written in our social responsible banking law. And that is what we're also looking at today, is incorporated. So with that, all of that being said, I wanted to make that clear. I also want to add that as a Native American woman enrolled in the Blackfeet Nation and Latina, I think I'm the only one here, sitting here, who grew up on 3 reservations, the Puyallup, Blackfeet, and the Yakima Reservation. I've been a lawyer for well over 30 years, and I understand how this works. I understand what Indian country is. I understand what's good for our people, what helps us and what hurts us. And some of you out there, I appreciate your support, but I think one thing that would be really helpful to Indian country, besides hollering and having signs, and thank you for your support, thank you for going to Standing Rock. I've met with the attorneys and leadership from Standing Rock, and one of the things that I've learned, more importantly, is if we were all writing checks to the ACLU, I would like you to write checks to the Earth Justice, because they're the local council in Seattle that are representing the Standing Rock people for free. And I've met with their leadership and their lawyers. And so if you can do that, I also want to add that I want to thank a lot of the tribal people that are here today. Some of us have lived this life. It is more than just a hashtag or a nice one-liner. This is a life that we've led. If we were to sit here today and pass legislation and divest from every company that has ever wronged our people, we would be here all year, and then some. But that's not our intent. So with that being said, these are some of my concerns about this legislation. And again, we are all here today to make sure we divest from Wells Fargo. Please understand that. In regards to the second amendment to, thank you, Councilmember Sawant, my only concern about this is I do support it, except for I'm unable to support it in its entirety. I support the addition of the whereas clause that cites the executive order to expedite the Dakota Access Pipeline, as well as the additions to sections F. I believe these 2 sections are in line with our values. And unlike other sections added in this amendment, I don't believe that are based on estimations or anecdotal information that we cannot firmly substantiate, but I believe we should base it on the facts. What I hope is that the facts that we support or we look at today strengthen the intent of the bill. I appreciate Councilmember Sawant and Councilmember Burgess and the changes that they made. I'm not comfortable resting bill, legislation, and ordinance on the comments of CNN or Vanity Fair. What I believe, though, is that what is more powerful to me is that we use the words of elected leadership that reflect the sensibilities of the city and our values, that we use the words that came out of the executive order, that we use the words that came out of the 8 court findings that found Wells Fargo unethical and illegal conduct, that we use the words of our mayor, the strong words of our mayor, when he withheld and took out a $100 million bond. I feel comfortable with that type of language, not just anecdotal information. I want this law, I want this legislation to pass, and I don't want it to end up like some other laws that get passed that sit on a shelf or we get sued. And so that's where I'm at with amendments.
Thank you, Councilmember Juarez.
Chair would be willing, I would like to make a motion to pull the whereas clause referring to the executive order and the changes to section F and vote on those separately. I'm hoping that I can work with Councilmember Sawant on that and pull out some of the more powerful factual-based language that's been upheld by our federal courts. If I can do that.
Shawant is very unhappy about this.
Let me first kind of express my opinion on this, and then we want to avoid getting bogged down in rewriting amendments here, because when we've tried to do that in the past, that often goes downhill. So there's 5 amendments that Councilmember Sawant is going to offer today, and we're talking about number 2 right now. I'm going to support amendments 3, 4, and 5, but I'm not going to support amendment 1 and amendment 2. And here's the reason why. We were very careful in crafting the substitute ordinance to rely on facts established by regulatory bodies or agencies of the federal or state governments. We specifically excluded from the ordinance references to media accounts or other anecdotal information that we could not independently verify directly ourselves, or who had facts that had not been established by a government regulatory agency. To strengthen the ordinance, we added very specific findings of fact that were not in the first ordinance. And we created the third file that Councilmember Morris just referred to, that where we have copies of all of the orders and consent agreements that have been anchored against Wells Fargo. And I think amendment number 1 and amendment number 2 are not consistent with the approach that we took in constructing the ordinance, and we voted against those 2. Now, if you have an alternative to one of these amendments, Councilmember Juarez, I think what's important for us today is to have the committee act and pass out the legislation. And I think I would encourage you, if you're willing, to bring any substitute language to Monday's full council meeting, where we could follow our normal procedure of having those in writing, and we'll all be able to digest those and consider those at that time.
And thank you. I want to apologize. I should say something. I realized that we had started with amendment 2, and I do know that the first amendment by Councilmember Sawant was the one that referred to CNN and Vanity Fair, the public interest report. But I should say that in principle, I agree with amendments 1 and 2. I just think a few sections need to be cleaned up and not relying on mainstream media. But I intend to support Councilmember Sawant's amendments 3, 4, and 5.
Any other comments on amendment number 2? Councilmember Sawant.
It's more of a question, as it relates specifically to the use of recitals versus the use of findings. I do understand that the findings really need to be reliant on objective facts, and I'm wondering if we instead took the language in section F, which is identified as a finding, an amendment to a finding, and use that language as a part of a recital, because that might address some of Councilmember Morris's concerns. But again, we can always talk about this offline if you want to hold this amendment until Monday's vote.
I'll just follow up with Councilmember Hamilton. Can you just share, because that actually was my line of thinking on F. Can you just give me a little bit more of thinking on F? Because I obviously support that. So if you would want to make that a finding, not a whereas.
It is, F is, I mean, I'm suggesting that I make it a recital in the, okay, and reserve the findings for, the things that we know that are objectively facts.
Paragraph F is a finding that's in the ordinance, and there's an amendment to it. I actually don't object to that part of the amendment. It's the other stuff that, So I think in order to get through all of this and the rest of our agenda, let's deal with these amendments, and if we have an alternative, you can bring that on Monday when we consider the legislation at full council.
Thank you for all the discussion, Councilmembers. I appreciate it. I do want to clarify to the members of the public that actually the agenda, I mean, yes, we are running over time, but the agenda is not that long for the committee meeting. And this is extremely important, and it's of national and international like to give it the time it deserves. And I would prefer that council members, as Councilmember Burgess and Juarez have done, state their positions clearly and we see where we stand on the amendments. These are important amendments that are important to the movement, which is the only reason, which is the only thing that will stand between us and Trump's agenda. So I take building the movement very seriously. I have several comments about the content of Amendment 2, but I just wanted to say that if council members are not comfortable with moving some of this language as in the finding section, you can do it as Councilmember Rose is saying in the recital. I do have amendment, I just wanted to pass this out, possible amendment 2.1, which moves all of this language to whereas clauses. And that's a very, I'm sure if you don't agree with it, you will come up with all kinds of excuses, but it's a very normal thing to do, to put stuff like this in whereas clauses. But if I might, in order to, I'll actually, Dan, you can share it with me. I just wanted to read the language that we have added so my fellow activists can see why it's important. I'm sure they will all agree that this is very important. One of the whereas clauses, whereas Food and Water Watch reported on September 6, 2016 that Wells Fargo is one of the largest contributors to the DAPO, having invested $467 million in project level loans and revolving credit, which enabled repression of and intimidation against 200 Indian nations, environmental organizations, journalists, and other nonviolent demonstrators. Whereas President Donald Trump signed an executive order on January 24, 2017, and I won't read the rest. There's an executive order, you can read that on, just Google search on that. And then there's another whereas clause that says approximately 1,000 Seattleites joined a protest of this executive order in Westwood Park. The same day it was signed in an emergency action organized by the different DAPO Seattle Action Coalition. And then the other part, part F says, Wells Fargo, the Seattle City Council finds that Wells Fargo's investment in the Dakota Access Pipeline and recent misconduct and dishonest business practices are contrary to the City of Seattle's strong commitment to conducting its business with socially responsible banks. I don't see anything non-factual about any of this, and not only is it factual, it's extremely important. It's central to what we're talking about. And I'm sorry, I do not accept that the whereas clause that talks about the protest that happened, that I went to. I know it happened. I know across many over there. It's not anecdotal that happened.
She was a speaker there.
If you weren't there, maybe
I have it recorded
it's not here.
if you need it.
I was there. And
When she says that she was there, if you guys go down on my YouTube channel, you'll see the video of her speaking at that exact action.
that I got a copy from. We can make some copies. Yes. Basically, yes, a very simple process that many of the people
So from a substances perspective, effectively, what this amendment would do is do what Councilmember Herbold just advocated, which is take the language from the facts
Yes.
finding,
That
put it
is-
in the recital square.
Yes, I already had that as an alternative, amendment 2.1, because I expected that some council members will quibble about this. But I just think that we can vote on this today, and also, I just want to clarify some of the points that were made about factual and all that stuff. I do think it's important. First of all, to note that this, the amendment 2.1 is the process, alternate process that I'm suggesting, has gone through the review of the law department. So it's not something that we have just done on the fly. We've gone, amendment 2 and amendment 2.1 both have gone through the law review. And I also think that I just want to highlight the members of the public. For the council members who are talking about how we want to do, we don't want to do anything that's anecdotal or hearsay. We want to stick to the facts. I can tell you, I've been on the council for 3 years, and facts about how higher wages will help everybody, the facts about how different would be bad for service sector workers, especially women and people of color, facts about how conditions need to be improved for tenants and homeless people. These facts are routinely ignored by many members of the council.
That's
So
false.
let's make it clear
That is
that.
Absolutely right.
Let's-
Thank you,
let's-
Siobhan.
Let's make it clear, it's not a neutral thing. So some facts are favored, some facts are disfavored.
Shut up, Bird, she's speaking.
You do not have to denigrate your colleagues.
Let her speak. Let her speak.
Let her speak. Let her speak. Let her speak. Let her speak. Let her speak.
Thank you. I'm having a hard time tracking what we're doing right
People are
now, so
responding.
maybe you can help to orient me about what we're doing. So can I ask just a few questions, just so I know exactly where we're at? Maybe I'm the only one that's confused, and maybe others are a little confused with me too. So in looking at 2.1, Amendment 2.1, and Amendment 2,
Actually, maybe this will help. Confusion.
can I finish my question first?
Sure, and I just want to know, I just want you to know.
That you're handing out a,
2.1,
okay,
yes.
thank you. So on, the amendment 2.1, it looks, as I look at amendment 2.1 and I look at amendment 2 in the memo that council staff did, they look the same to me in terms of the 3 whereases, I guess 3, 4, 5 whereases. It looks the same to me, and the only thing that is happening is that it's striking proposed section F. So how is it different? I'm not seeing how it's different other than the striking of F.
It's putting F up into a new recital clause. So it's no longer a finding, it's now a recital.
Okay.
And as a point of clarification, if people are having heartburn with the Food and Water Watch report, it's my understanding that this number, this particular fact, that the investment of $460,000 million in project level loans and revolving credit, which enabled repression of and intimidation against nearly 200 Indian nations, environmental organizations, journalists, and other nonviolent demonstrators. This particular number is actually based on filings with federal agencies. And again, I think it is important to have the record reflect this part of the history. And if we could potentially rewrite this particular recital to make reference to the federal agency's findings, and that would make folks feel more comfortable that we're not relying on an advocacy organization's findings, but those findings themselves are have underpinnings of federal regulatory agencies' findings. That might be a way to address everything.
Thank you, Councilor Swan. I'm not quibbling with you, and I'm certainly not denying that there were rallies, because
This
I
is getting
attended a
good.
few